There was a time in which democratic presidents believed in not just defending American values, but spreading them abroad. The idea that America is a shining city upon a hill, a beacon of freedom to the world, is normally attributed to President Reagan. But it was a great Democrat, President Kennedy, who had first said it. President Kennedy's view on America's role was straightforward. He said, "Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty." How America has fallen. The current American president, who came to office boasting America is back, has spent the last week berating reporters as he angrily drew up the drawbridge to himself and to America more broadly. No one questions the intent of the president in wishing to bring American troops back. In any event, it was a decision largely made by his Republican predecessor. That intent is no carte blanche defense to the events of the last week, though. In the first instance, it is not clear why withdrawing troops who were enduring no casualties was of benefit. If the mere presence of American troops was sufficient to prevent bloodshed in Afghanistan, why did the president elect to withdraw them? Even if the withdrawal was justified as part of the peace deal drawn up by President Trump, as every politician other than President Biden can recognize, how that withdrawal took place mattered. Instead of an orderly, well-organized departure, the events of the last week have been a disastrous embarrassment. Around the world, the image of America has been stained. Meanwhile, US assurances to the likes of Taiwan, South Korea, the Gulf states, Israel and Japan seem greatly weakened. Make no mistake, because of the decisions taken in the White House, America's enemies have been emboldened, while it has been weakened. Given the circumstances, you might have expected some contrition, or even recognition of the scale of withdrawal gone wrong. But no. President Biden, initially reluctant to leave his Camp David holiday, made a whistle-stop trip to the White House where he made intemperate remarks, shirking all responsibility and blaming the Afghan army for the nation's collapse. Almost instantaneously, these remarks were denounced globally, as were the positions of the other withdrawing powers. As a chairman of the British House of Commons Foreign Affairs Committee, Tom Tugendhat said, "Those who have never fought for the colours they fly should be careful about criticising those who have." In the days since, President Biden has given interviews in which he has repeated mistruths and angrily shirked responsibility. All the while, he has kept concerned global leaders waiting as he retreated into a self-made bunker. Boris Johnson, the UK's Prime Minister, allegedly America's closest ally, spent 2 days waiting for the president to return his call. Scores of America's allies will have heard nothing at all from the leader of the free world as the free world went quietly into the night. If the scenes of Afghan boys falling from the wheels of American planes were bleak, the long-term damage to America's reputation may be more deadly still. In the last week, America has looked to its allies every bit of what the president's critics accuse him of personally. Old, haggard, callous, perfidious, and a shadow of its former self. Rather than a beacon of hope, America has felt to its allies to be unreliable and not to be trusted. All too many of those nations may now seek the steady assurance of the authoritarians in Beijing and Moscow. It remains to be seen if Washington possesses the leaders necessary to restore that shining city on the hill. This troubled world needs it to do so, now more than ever.